Hey there, welcome. I'm really glad you're here. Let's just sit back, relax, and have a little real talk for a few minutes. You know, sometimes when you sit down and think, you realize something simple. Whether you fix yourself up or not, it doesn't really change who you are. We live in a world where fake honesty is everywhere. Everyone gives advice. You shouldn't say it like that. You should behave this way. You know, when I handled it the other day, I did it this way. And it becomes this endless dance of trying to be socially acceptable instead of just being real. It's not really about being a bad person or a good person. Even the ones who seem perfect are under constant judgment. Because being too real, it's not always popular. It's not always easy to digest for others. People prefer it when you sugarcoat things. They want the truth wrapped in flowers and gentle smiles. Even when someone compliments another person, it's often followed by a quiet warning. Be careful, they can be a bit sharp. But why? Because speaking directly, without filters, makes people uncomfortable sometimes. Of course, there's patience. Sometimes you can tolerate things for days, months, even years. But eventually, a moment comes where you have to ask yourself, why am I still putting up with this? Even after being clear and honest in every way possible, some situations just don't change. And when patience runs out, what happens? A line is drawn, people are cut off, and distance becomes necessary. And naturally, there's judgment. Too impatient. Not socially skilled. Can't handle relationships. It's strange, really. Very few people ever stand in front of a mirror and ask, maybe it's me. And sometimes it's important to take a step back and really look. It's easy to blame others, friends, coworkers, neighbors, relationships, even entire societies, for every disappointment. But at some point, the real question becomes, what part am I playing in all of this? Because education, success, good looks, none of it matters if you don't know how to work with people. No one owes patience to a bad attitude, no matter how impressive the resume might be. It's about small things. A little honesty, a little patience, a willingness to meet others halfway. And also, gratitude. Recognizing the opportunities we have, wherever they come from, instead of constantly finding faults. Because no matter how much someone tries to hide behind big ideas, impressive backgrounds, or social status, the real self always shows up eventually. And the truth is, that's what people connect to the most: authenticity, realness. Being straightforward, not perfect, is what builds true relationships, whether romantic, friendly, or professional. When someone hides behind masks, whether it's ideology, family status, wealth, or past achievements, it just creates walls, and those walls block real connection. From experience, the best friendships and relationships are born from simple, honest openness. People feel it when you're genuine, and they appreciate it, even if they can't always explain why. Another thing to remember is, if there's constant dissatisfaction, if nothing ever feels good enough, if everything is a complaint, it's worth standing alone in front of a mirror, shutting the door, and really asking, is it really the world, or is it me? Because if you can't get along with family, coworkers, neighbors, partners, friends, or even the society you live in, there's a good chance the root problem isn't everyone else. Personal growth starts with honesty toward oneself, not by being hard on yourself, but by being real with yourself. And you don't need to be a psychologist to figure that out. Sometimes you just need a quiet moment with your reflection to realize it. Blaming others, for money problems, failed relationships, career issues is easy. Saying, I'm not successful because of them, I'm unhappy because of them, becomes a habit. But real change begins when that finger pointing turns inward. What am I responsible for? It's eye-opening. It shifts the whole story. And it's funny. Sometimes you sit down to talk about something small, like a hairstyle or a casual moment, and suddenly you end up diving deep into life, honesty, and everything in between. In the end, if there's a desire for more peace, more ease in life, there's no need to constantly manufacture an artificial self. No need to overpolish. Just being real is enough. The more genuine you are, the smoother life tends to flow. That's the thought of the day. If you like someone or if you want people to like you, let it be for the real you, not the polished, masked version. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this little heart-to-heart, don't forget to subscribe. It really means a lot. See you next time.